All right, ready? We got 3 more to go on the wheel. We set, everybody?
All right.
Let's go.
There we go.
Oh, we'll go genital size and shape. Julie Sties, come up here. Welcome. The wonderful and talented, beautiful Julie Sties coming to sit with me. And I'm already getting a little shy, even just talking to you. Pretty girls. I don't get young pretty girls all the time.
Future Van Houten.
A future Van Houten. How's the wedding planning going, Julie?
It's good. I pretty much have everything planned already.
Oh, really? It's all done?
I'm very organized.
Very good.
Honest to God, I said I had it all planned by January 24th.
And when's your wedding?
November 7th.
You got some time off.
I have everything ready. The shower and the butt and dough, everything.
Oh, really? You can just tweak it now.
Yeah.
Well, now I have to say our the square you got was genital size and shape. Which will, there we go. There's a little mushroom. So genital size and shape. Now genital size and shape is involved. Like I'm gonna make this a broad category. We're gonna talk about, of course, the regular penis size, which is a very hot topic with the women. We'll also talk about breast size, which is and vaginal size. I suppose they all would be under this category of genital size and shape. Now, I wanted to ask you first of all, how important is size to the ladies? We hear mixed reviews.
Say very.
Size, I don't know. Too big is not good, but
You're too big.
too little is not good either. But medium size is perfect.
Medium size is perfect. Yeah, they do say. No, I did research for this, as you know.
Just right.
Just like the Goldilocks porridge that you eat is the medium sized one. That's what they say. Now, the too large could actually damage your cervix. It could bruise your cervix. That's what I've researched?
That hurts. Yeah.
Yes, it's no good. You don't want to.
I tell you that all the time.
Now, but if for people who are small, and this is what that was very nice of my wife to make up a lie like that for the show. It was very nice of her. She said that she tells me that all the time, which is not at all true at all. We have to do a million. No, what I'm going to say is if you're on the lower side of that category, like if you're in this category where maybe you don't feel like you have enough to do what you think you need to do in the bedroom. There are a lot of tricks you can do to shorten it up. Number one, which we'll find out in the G-spot section, is that the G-spot's not that far up in the vagina. So if you're able to work with positioning, you can get up into certain areas where you can stimulate that area without having to have a big piece. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
When I was saying, what reminds me of when I have 2 children. You have no children, right? No children?
No children.
Right, but you'll notice when you have children, and it's not gonna be more with your fiance when you have children, that when you have your first baby, if you have a boy, what happens when you're in utero, when you're a baby in the womb of their mother, your body absorbs the water because you're sitting in a sack of amniotic fluid, you're sitting in a sack of liquid, and so you would absorb that liquid, and then when you come out of your mother's womb, your body's absorbed it, so you're full of liquid. Your lips are full, your eyes are kind of puffy like Rocky when you were through the fight, but also your genitals have absorbed a ton of liquid. So when you come out, your little baby boy, will have a huge scrotum. It'll have a huge red, puffy.
I seen my nephews.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I did.
And it was big. It was big when they came out.
It was, yeah.
It's quite impressive.
Swell.
The fathers are always super proud. The boys have these huge scrotums, and they're all showing it off. Look at this. Look at this boy, It's a real boy. Look at how big that is, right? That's how they do it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whereas you have a baby girl. I have 2 girls. I have two beautiful girl daughters. It's just the way they come. They come as girls. Well, I have 2 daughters, and when the same thing happens with your daughters, when they come out of the mother's womb, their genitals are engorged with liquid, and they end up looking very oversized when they come out. Yes. Yeah. And I'll tell you, there's no father that sits there with his new baby daughter and it shows his friends how big their daughter's vagina is when it comes out of the womb. They don't do that. No,
they don't.
But when you have a baby boy, they're standing, they're taking pictures and texting
I sent you pictures of my boys. I think all 3. I think I sent you a picture of it.
Yeah.
I never saw none of yours.
I did not take a picture of my kid's genitals.
I had a baby girl. No picture, nothing. Mine was I had a baby boy, and there's a picture attached.
Yeah. Mine's a headshot. Headshot. That's where I'm going. Headshot. My daughter's beautiful, but we're not going to discuss her gigantic vagina at all in our Welcome to the World photo.
I think there was a headshot from mine. Waist down.
You'll see her eventually. You'll get to know her. Just wait. You didn't have a headshot for your children. No, just a red scrotum. That's all you had. I have 3 pictures of your boys, all of them just big red scrotums, and I had to write it with a Sharpie underneath of it which one it is of my nephew.
Oh my goodness.
So that covers genital size, I would say, pretty clearly. The only thing I want to ask you is about breast size, because you're a lady.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, as a man, to me, breast size doesn't matter at all. I don't care at all. I don't care what it is. I don't care if they're big, small, floppy, saggy, veiny, or otherwise. I like them all. Like they're just lovely. They're beautiful, and it's a gift that you have that we don't have. I'm getting them now as an old age. There's a bit that Louis C.K. does where he says that 13-year-old girls and 40-year-old men are going through the same thing because they're all growing breasts and are ashamed of themselves. Right? So they all walk a little more hunched over. And there's something said about that. But would you say, because a lot of women, especially after they have kids or whatever, they get a little older or their breasts aren't what they used to be. You maybe can't speak to this because you're still young and voluptuous, right? But when you're like an older, I'm describing my own booba, is that right? On camera. Yeah, that was a faux pas. I shouldn't have been squeezing it so hard. Why do you think that the women feel so strongly about having to get implants and stuff like that? What do you think that is about? Like, do you see the point?
Well, one of my best friends actually, she had like a small A, and she got just implants to be like a large C. So I can see if you have none, then maybe to get some. But
now, is she really happy with that she did it?
Yeah, like you wouldn't even know. Like no one knows. Like I even asked Derek, did you notice that she has fake after she left and during?
Oh, you might get kicked out for that. Did she get kicked out for that? We're gonna have to bleep it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
But they're not like noticeable. It's not like she all of a sudden walked in with circus breasts. Like
JWoww, that's a little much. Or like much. Heidi Montag.
They're like they've went too far.
Yeah, they're a little too big. Like I think that's unnecessary. If you had those normally, that's okay. But I don't think it's necessary to make your boobs that big.
Do you know anything about the tuck? How you can do
tummy tuck?
No, boob tuck.
A boob
Instead
tuck?
of getting an implant, you just get the loose skin tucked up. So you have the same fatty tissue in your breast, but you move the,
I've never heard
the
of
skin
this.
up. So you tuck it. Yeah. It's another way to go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Maybe that's like after you have a kid when you have extra flab to pull up there.
You're saying, yeah, you're just like rubbing it in all the girls' faces out there, Julie. Rubbing it in all their faces what you got. I don't blame you one bit. I do the same thing. That's what I say about all those people with those small penises. My wife had talked about it. I just feel sorry for those poor sacks. There's not much you can do. They say if you have small genitals, when you're a man, you can get a procedure done where they would just loosen up the muscles in the base of your penis, and then they will allow out a little bit that's inside. And they can also do certain things like where the skin of your penis attaches to your scrotum, they can kind of like shorten that so that instead of it being like like the skin would hang like as a crow flies from point A to point B.
Yeah.
They would tuck it in, make kind of a right angle out of it, and then make it look like it's longer than it is. And they can also let a little bit that's hiding inside the fatty tissue of your body, they can make that come out. And all of that will give you the amount of maybe the size of like maybe like that much, like 2 centimeters, like 2 centimeters.
Half an inch? Like one, that's probably a
the
centimeter,
size of a dime. That's what you get.
Yeah.
That's what you get. And you go through a painful surgery where they they basically take your whole. We saw it on the video. It was terrible.
I would not do that.
That was when I felt most uncomfortable.
I don't have one. But
they basically let me tell you about this procedure though. It's disgusting and it's terrible. They take your penis and they take the skin off of it and they peel it like they're skinning a rabbit. You know, if they're like this. They take it like a banana, but like all the way down, and so it's bloody and a mess.
Yeah, the inside's red and bloody.
Oh, it's terrible. And then they This particular guy had what was called like from injury when he was a young man, like Bill Clinton. You know Bill Clinton, the president of the United States.
Yeah.
You know old Bill, tricky Bill.
Cigar Bill.
Yeah, Bill Clinton had a lot of inappropriate activities with a bunch of women, and they said they were able to identify his penis in a lineup, because it was so unique in its shape and size, right?
Oh yeah.
And the reason it was because Bill Clinton had an injury to his penis or some sort of damage from either excessive masturbation or something else. Maybe he got hit with a football. I don't know what it is in Bill Clinton's case, but what it does is the scar tissue builds up in that portion of your shaft, and then your penis starts to hook because of that scar tissue. So it either hooks up or it hooks down, but either way it can make it. Yeah, the banana's a good trick there. Or X down, yeah. That's right. And that can make it very, very difficult for lovemaking, right? Whereas where Bill Clinton, so what they did in this case was they stripped the skin off of the penis and they shaved the scar tissue down on the side of it.
That sounds painful.
Yeah, with like a razor blade.
I do not like this topic.
You can imagine me and Mike watching this in the Dutch Hall watching this, and we were very uncomfortable. We were very uncomfortable. It was horrible. It was the worst thing we've ever seen. But what it did was they have to keep the penis erect through the whole procedure so they can see that it's doing this or like going straight out this way.
So they can get the shape right.
And then as soon as they cut the scar tissue off, it pops straight up like
So what do
that.
they use, an air compressor? Crank up the PSI or what?
I didn't. It's only a theory at this point in time for me to even suggest what they did.
When you're unconscious?
I think they pump blood into it.
It's like those Reebok pumps they get.
Yeah.
Why can't they just give you one of those all the time?
It's like a pair of Air Jordans at all times.
Reebok pump. Anyways, it's horrible. Is that good for the subject?
I think so.
We'll go one more.
It.
Julie, I think you're great. And I wish you the best in your marriage. And I think thanks for coming in. Okay, one more time. Let's hear it for Julie. All right, let's spin it.
Where will it land? Looks like it's going to be
G-Spot. All right, G-Spot. Who's up? Paulcha, my brother Paul Van Dyke, the great hero of the Jager Bomb Olympics, one of my favorite episodes of all time, and also the key figure in Pete Might Get Murdered, right?
Yeah, you got off lucky there, right?
Yeah, I didn't get murdered by you or the radical religious types that don't like what I said.
I don't think you had to worry about them.
It was more about you? All right, Paul. The G-Spot, I'm glad I have you to talk to because my brother Paul is 3 years younger than me, and he is he's been a protege of my sexual advice since a young age. Is that correct?
Yes, I've always listened to some advice. Yes.
Yeah. And some of it's worked for you, you have to admit.
Me and my friends, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we got more than you.
I didn't.
We got to fulfill your dreams.
Well, it's good that you brought that up because I'm a very a conservative man and devoted to my wife for 25 years almost now, where I just devoted to her because she's so terrific. But with you, I saw you as a world of potential. That if I gave you part of my wisdom on the things I learned from my devotion to my wife, you could end up getting some real skills out of it. So the one thing that I want to know is, over the years, have you found the elusive G-Spot?
No, it's a myth, Pete. I think it's a myth.
You don't even believe it exists?
No.
It's a little
a little pig in a blanket.
Little pig in a blanket. Little pig in a blanket behind there. Yeah. A whole plate of them. They remind me of my friend Adrian. I don't know why. There's something about it. So, so you don't believe it even exists?
No, I really enjoy searching for it, but it's kind of like the Sasquatch.
Yeah, it's never been proven. Yeah, it's like a baby pigeon. You know they exist, but you've never seen one. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the science shows there's many women that get out there, especially on British television, like we've researched. They would tell you that the G-Spot is a very real thing. And it's actually 1 to 2 inches in the opening of the vagina. If I could actually,
it's pretty shallow. Should be able to make it there.
Yeah, it is. So if I can give you a visual, I'm going to give you a visual.
Are you getting hungry?
Yeah, my wife made me a nice roast beef sandwich for this very occasion. If we were to talk about this, so let's just pretend.
Oh, what's up with the mayo?
I don't know. We're going to go this way. So I think that's what it's a little bit of mayo in there. She went heavy on the mayo for this demonstration. So if this was the female genitals, if I'm holding up a roast beef sandwich for the podcast listeners at home, there's dripping mayonnaise all over my console here. But if this was the female vagina and you wanted to locate it, you would open the roast beef sandwich up, and what you'd do is you'd go into the roof, in the ceiling here of the. You go in there, and what happens is like if you go like maybe 1 to 2 inches up, you want to look for like where the opening to the bladder is, just past that.
Oh, just past it.
Yeah, just past it.
I always turn left there.
No, you don't. You go straight up. You want to keep going straight up into the vaginal cavity.
Took a wrong turn in Albuquerque. Eh?
Now, Paul, have you ever had a peach where you've opened it up and you took out the pit? And you know, if you have a peach, you break it in half, you take the pit out, and then in where the pit used to be, it's got that kind of rough, maybe corduroy texture.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the best.
What you want to look for is that corduroy type texture up there, just an inch or two up into the opening of the vaginal cavity, and you'll feel like bumps in the upper roof of the. Oh. And what you want to do is spend some time there. Yeah.
Oh, that's the
explore
spot.
that area. Explore that area. Because
Gotta go to the pit, eh?
you know where it's a little rigid. Like some would say, you ever get cardboard and in the middle there's that corrugated cardboard and it's a little rough. That's kind of what you're looking for up there. So just put your just look for it. If it's too smooth, if it's not, perhaps.
Can I have a bite of that sandwich?
Would you like a bite of that sandwich? Yeah. Enjoy it. That's a great sandwich. That's a great sandwich.
That's delicious.
Yeah. Now, even the people that are doing these programs that are telling you about the glories of the G-spot that they seem to be able to find scientifically will still say that it's only a theory, that they can't prove it directly, and that maybe not all women have it. Maybe it's not.
I like searching for it. It makes me feel like Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah. If you ever do stumble upon it, you might stumble upon something different.
I'm never going to tell anybody. I'm just going to look for it again.
And even the research I've done, there's a number of different erogenous zones that are there. Some access through through other parts of the body, which we can get to in the next segment of the show.
Backdoor man.
But there are different erogenous zones that are highly sensitive that can help you have a G-spot orgasm, which is different than a clitoral orgasm, which is the more common type, because that's foolproof for everyone, because you can find that easy. It's at the front and the top. You can see it right there. It's right there. Go for it, and that'll be just fine for most of your ladies. But if you want to try something a little different with it for a G-spot orgasm, then you might want to do a little searching up there. And you know what? Give it a go, and then get back to me. Because apparently, from what my research says, is that the G-spot orgasm is way more robust. It lasts longer. It creates more of an emotional response, whereas sometimes you might have someone that's gets emotional, cries and stuff because she's so grateful for the lovely time you've. Yeah, curls her toes a little bit more. So I wanted you to try that, okay? Get back to me maybe on a future episode. Can you do that for me?
Oh, for sure. I'll go home and do my research this evening.
Thank you very much, Paul. I think this has been a very educational segment. Thank you very much. So the last segment on the wheel is we can spin it, but we know where it's going to land. Backdoor romance, and it landed on it too. So we have to invite up the one person that we've screwed out of 2 different wheel spins and almost made her go home after it because we've developed this strategy to make this work. Is Abby Van Dyke back up for a 3rd time? We're gonna make this right, Ab.
Don't swear, Abby. She's good. She saved it twice last time.
So Abby, me and you have worked out a safe word for this segment.
Yeah.
All right. So for this segment, we would like to. This is a prop act. Ooh, Julie. Go ahead.
She's already got her prop.
Yeah, I like that. Wow, it's right in my line of view. It threw me right off. That vanilla popsicle she's eating is like it's very sensual.
Sexy.
Pick the right
What's in the middle of that?
Caramel.
A little caramel. Oh, enjoy that. It's nice. So, what my wife's going to do in this particular segment is deliver the fruit to everyone. We have we're here at the Dutch Hall in my home. And so my wife and I have been given grief that we haven't been good hosts to our guests on the episode. So we've decided to give you a nice snack for the end of the episode. This is our last segment of the show, and we're going to get each other a nice fruit. Now, this I should tell the people at home that the last segment on the wheel was called Backdoor Romance. Backdoor Romance. So what we've done is we've given everybody a plum. You ever heard of the rhyme? He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." What was that, like Jill Jack Horner sat in the corner?
Jack Horner sat in the corner.
Eating his pudding and pie.
Eating his pudding and pie.
Stuck his thumb?
Yeah, he put in his thumb and stuck out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I."
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there you go.
Right, so we have a plum here. Now, if everyone holds their plum up, and we can hold it to camera if we want to, you can see that the plum is a beautiful fruit. I looked at mangoes, I looked at grapefruits, I looked at peaches. But this one, for the purpose of this demonstration of Backdoor Romance, I felt this plum and its seed, it's right here, can signify the area that we're talking about, which is the back area of a human being.
That totally looks like the back door.
Now, what you have to understand before we start this demonstration is that
they have that on YouPorn too.
Do they? Yeah. So what we have to understand is that there's a seed in here, and the seed in here is going to be sharp. So if you go in the wrong way, like if the seed's going this way, if you're going like this with your thumb, you're going to end up poking it with your finger. So you want to try to get it so it's crossways so you can go over top of the seed. So now, if everyone can humor me in there, now we're going to teach you how to stimulate a person's backside safely and with love, so that you can make it enhance your sex life rather than and for those people in the TV land that may not appreciate this is taught in grade 7. In grade 7, it's at the Ontario curriculum. Yeah. Well, not this particular version of it, but it's Paul's already ate the plum. He hasn't even stopped. He's already.
It's gently.
You're way ahead of me. You got worked up with the old roast beef sandwich, and now he's just gone right to eating the plum. We're just talking about digitally stimulating the area. So let's say you're in reverse cowboy or some position with your wife or some sort where this area is exposed, and you wanted to try to enhance the lovemaking session of your partner.
Really wet.
You do not want to do this. Abby.
Stab?
Don't stab.
No, but I was just gently poking, and then it got really wet. All of a sudden.
Well, what you want to do is you want to give it the finger rub. So you start at the top and you push with pressure. Lubricated. Yes, thank you very much. You can a lot of times there's sexual lubricants you buy on the market. And you want to work the area slowly.
What about the natural ones? These are really good. The natural ones are always good.
Plum juice would work apparently.
Right?
Because this plum juice, when you just work it like that, you're working it.
I know, but
you're being gentle. Are you doing that? You're just digging right in, Abby.
No, I was gentle, but it just kept getting. I was
You're
gentle,
into your
and I just
second knuckle.
kept rubbing. No, but I.
You went immediately to your second knuckle. I'm still working this up to a nice.
I think mine's just a little more ripe than yours. No?
Maybe. It depends on the ripeness of your girl.
Seriously, because I think mine's mine.
You have a huge orifice there. It's like a yawning orifice already.
Normally, I would say yours is softer, but tonight I think mine's softer.
I think you have to be a little more gracious with it.
You
want to rub it like that. You see, what you do is you're preparing the area with love and affection. And what happens is you have a muscle in there, a sphincter muscle that you want to make as relaxed as possible. Once you can, and then and only then you work yourself into the area where it can create a little bit of. You're ahead of me. I think the student has surpassed the teacher in this case.
It's all because of you, porn. They have one of these too. I'm sorry. You guys should watch you.
Well, everybody, I think that's a great way to end it, folks. I think we've done it for the Wheel of Filth. Yeah. Let's hear it for everybody as a round of applause. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone that's coming and helped out with this episode. Thank you for following Live from the Dutch Hall. If you want to, share it with a friend. Get everyone to listen. Follow me on Twitter at Dutch Hall on Twitter. Like me on Facebook, Live from the Dutch Hall on Facebook. You can find me somewhere on video. We'll let you know if you follow me on those two ways. I'll be able to let you know how you can watch this video. Otherwise, keep listening to the podcast. And, folks, we'll see you next week. Take care of each other and stay filthy.
#Cunnilingus.
And thanks to Rainy Media for coming out and making this a great event.
Everyone round of applause for Rainy Media. All right, let's do it, boys. Theme song it out. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.